about you, but I'm tired of us apologizing for being who we are. I'm tired of us being controlled by other people. I'm tired of us coming in second place. I'm tired of our kids not being ready for the future when we have a ton of experts. There are a ton of experts, like right here in this group. Some of y'all are teachers, lawyers, doctors, specialists, mechanics. You got all kinds of skill. With all the skill that you have in the Black community, you shouldn't be broke. You shouldn't want for anything. And remember that 1.6 trillion, as much as you think that you're poor, as much as you think that you don't have any wealth, that is simply not true. $1.6 trillion a year in spending power exceeds the gross domestic product of about 95% of the countries on this planet. How many of y'all knew that? How many of y'all knew that Black income and the money you give away exceeds the gross domestic product of many of the biggest countries on this earth? Did y'all know that? So in fact, let me see here. I'm gonna look up countries ranked by GDP. I'm gonna get a list. Let me tell you. Remember, we're 1.6 trillion. Let me tell you the countries that Black people have more income than these countries. Y'all ready? Y'all ready for the list? Give me a yes in the chat if you're ready for me to read some of this to you. I'm gonna really blow your mind. You may have heard this, but sometimes you need to hear it again because sometimes you hear so much garbage that you don't get enough intelligence. I want to give you some intelligence and give you some power and something that's gonna make your life better. I don't want you just constantly consuming garbage that you see in media. So here's the deal: the Black people have a higher income per year, 1.6 trillion, than the gross domestic product of Russia that just invaded Ukraine. Russia done scared all of Europe. They done scared the whole world. They got nuclear missiles that we can't even stop. They have the first hypersonic missiles, by the way, that can get around the world in just a few minutes that we can't even shoot down. So this country that has weapons that the United States government can't even keep up with has lower income per year than the Black community. Give me a yes if you are following this. I need y'all to sink this in. I need y'all to kind of sit on that for a minute and understand how powerful your wealth is. You can do anything you put your mind to. You just have been told. You have been fed fake news. You've been given false information. You've been given a bunch of lies that tell you that you're this poor little weak, pathetic, downtrodden group of people where all you know how to do is protest and cry whenever somebody's abusing you. That is not true. You just need to train children to build institutions. That's all you need. If I'm pouring my energy into institution building, I'm going to have institutions. If I'm pouring my energy into developing businesses, I'm going to have more businesses. If we pour our wealth into developing economic systems, then we can have these things. If we put our energy into building our own schools instead of applying for jobs, working for other people, then we can have our own schools. So let me keep going. I'm going to keep reading. So Black people have more income than Russia. We have the other countries that we beat out in terms of annual income. Just so you know, if we were a country, we'd be in the top 10. We're tied with Canada. Canada's 1.6 trillion. So y'all have the GDP of Canada, by the way, in case you didn't know, in case nobody told you. Canada, we tied with Canada. We're ahead of Russia, South Korea. We have more income than Australia, Spain, Mexico, Indonesia, Turkey, the Netherlands, Saudi Arabia, and those rich people in Saudi Arabia. They're known for being rich. So y'all rich. Y'all rich. You're not poor. Stop acting poor. Stop. Poor is a mindset. Poor is an acronym. It stands for passing over opportunities repeatedly. That's what poor stands for. Poor is basically a mindset that you were given. You're not poor. You have twice as much. You have actually almost 3 times more income than all of Saudi Arabia. How are you going to be 3 times richer than one of the richest countries on the planet? And you up here walking around talking about you ain't got no wealth. You ain't got no money. Y'all broke. We got to go begging. You ain't got to go beg nobody for nothing. Let me keep going. You also beat out Switzerland, Argentina, Sweden, Poland, Belgium, Thailand, Iran, Austria, Norway, the United Arab Emirates, Nigeria, Israel, South Africa, Hong Kong, Ireland, Denmark. So you have in your community an amount of income every year that is 4 times greater than the total gross domestic product of Denmark. Give me a yes if you're following this. I'm taking a moment to sink this in because I need you to do a couple things. I need you to, number one, listen to me. Stop listening to idiots. Start listening to the experts. Finance is what I do. I taught college students for almost 30 years now. So this is what I know. Stop listening to idiots. Start listening to the experts. Second thing I want you to do is I want you to go take this information back to any of the Negro naysayers. We got a whole lot of Negro naysayers, and forgive them for they know not what they do. Forgive them for they know not what they do. These Negro naysayers, they come up with a problem for every solution. Well, Black people ain't got no wealth. Black people can't do nothing. Black people need white people. We need our allies. We can't do nothing. No, you don't. You don't need anybody. All you need is you. That's why George Fraser is coming to the All Black National Convention. I invited George specifically. I'm going to give him the Dr. Claude Anderson Lifetime Achievement Award because he has spent his whole life teaching you that all you need is each other. All you need is to connect. So not just George Fraser ain't the only millionaire coming to the convention. We got billionaire Mike Roberts coming. We have the chairman of the Air Jordan brand, whose sneakers are selling all around the globe. Your kids probably have Jordans. I got a pair. And Larry Miller is coming to the All Black National Convention. These ain't no scrubs, y'all. I know that you ain't gonna never see this in a hip hop music video. You won't see this on CNN. You ain't gonna see it on ABC News. You're not gonna see it announced by the Democratic Party. But I'm announcing it to you that you have some superstars in your community, and you have been trained to ignore them. And what I need y'all to do is stop ignoring the superstars and paying all your attention to the scrubs. These scrubs that get out here, don't know what they're talking about. They're asking them the hard questions because they know that they're going to give dumb answers because they've typecast you and they've trained you to believe that you are designated to be stupid.